Okay, so we've pretty much got a full mandatory kit packed in the race vest tonight, and we are heading out on another training run before the big day, which is definitely rapidly approaching. It's going to give me a chance to get some quality miles in my legs on a different section of the route, plus we got some new kit to test out. So SOAR have just sent me their new Neo rain jacket, so a fully tape seam waterproof jacket that I'm going to be using in the race. The forecast for tonight is heavy downpours with blustery conditions, so it should be a good test for the jacket. So let me finish packing up all my kit and we'll see you guys out on the trails. But also SOAR have been kind enough to give our viewers a discount code, so stay tuned for that. Welcome back folks, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run for Adventure. So I didn't put the Nano rain jacket on, although it is in my race vest. It's pretty blustery and it's pretty gloomy out here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some rain. And welcome back to our second episode in our Arc of Attrition series. If you missed that first episode, let's have a recap. We started the series with a training run on the first 20 miles of the Arc route. So we started down the beautiful fishing village of Coverack and we ran all the way to Poldhu. We had some incredible winter weather. The sun was shining, the sky was blue, and it was just incredible conditions. And we all managed to make it back to Poldhu safely in one piece. So in today's episode, we're at the other end of the Arc of Attrition route. So I'm currently standing in my lovely hometown of Hale, and we're going to be taking on the last 16 miles. You can see I've got my HM65RT FENIX head torch on, and it is 4 PM currently, so any minute now the sun is going to go down and we're going to be plunged into darkness. So we're going to be heading out on the trails at night. I'm not alone, so we've got Luke and we've got Dee to keep us company, so let's go and meet up with them and let's get running. So we're just heading out of Hale and we're about to go on to the Dunes of Doom, as Mud Crew call them. They're not really that frightening, if I'm honest, although we have run out there for years and we know them very well. But first top tip, that's the sea, keep it on your left. If you go too far away from the sea and the Dunes of Doom, you're going the wrong way. It's pretty simple really. So you'll come past Hale Surf Life Saving Club and then we're heading on to Riviera Towns, and I'll show you further up as we get there. Once you get out there, there's a right hand turn that can be quite tricky, but that'll take you to the first big sort of coast path stone, and it's the big stones that you need to follow as you make your way across the Towns. Okay, so we just come to the first clearing, so I'll just give you a quick, so you can see here as the guys past it, we've got the Mexico Towns stone, a big blue sign behind me saying Mexico Towns, and there's also a trail heading off to the left. Don't go left, you want to go straight on where the other guys are going, and like I said, that is the stone you're looking for, and it's them stones that you're going to follow across the Towns. So very easy to go left if you don't know where you're going. Straight up the hill, you can actually see the other stone at the top of the hill. And then that's where the fun and games begin. Just like that, we've made it through the Dunes of Doom. That was all right, guys, wasn't it? It wasn't too scary, was it? No. So how you feeling, Lukey, after the run the other day? Feeling good?
Yeah, pretty fresh.
Yeah?
A few days off.
Yeah. Legs fully recovered already?
Well, near enough.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good, headed in the right direction. So we're just chatting about how mild it is. We've all come out dressed for winter, and I am definitely overdressed. I didn't need the gilet, I didn't need the beanie. It's still really warm, really warm. So you're going to get any more long runs in, or is this pretty much the last one?
Well, yeah, might be.
One more for luck?
Yeah. You might try one.
Yeah, I think I'll do one more long, because obviously I haven't got the miles in my legs like you have.
Depends what you call long.
Well, only, you know, 20-ish,
Yeah.
18, 20,
Yeah.
don't need any more than that.
No.
Gives us enough time to recover. Yeah, so maybe one more sort of 18 to 20 mile run,
Yeah.
and then time to sit back, put the feet up, get the body rested. I don't feel like I've done a lot of training, to be honest, but I suppose I should take a bit of rest before the race. But yeah, not far to go now. Whew. 27th, here we come. So the head torches are on. We've been going, what, just under an hour. So we made pretty good time across the dunes. And it was that really tricky light, that dangerous light where the head torch doesn't do anything, but you can't really see where you're putting your feet. If there's ever a time when you're going to trip over, it's going to be in that dusky light. So I'm glad it's a bit darker and we can actually see where we're going. But obviously filming at night is pretty tricky, so we'll do the best we can. Okay, so we just popped out up on the North Cliffs and we're making good time. It's amazing how much quicker you move on this section compared to the section we ran the other day. So much drier, so much easier underfoot, and a lot less climb as well. It was super muddy out on that run the other day, so we have had a lot of rain, but up here it drains really well. It's a pretty firm trail most of the way, to be honest. There's a few boggy patches where it can sit wet, but on the whole it's pretty good running. So you can save a bit in the tank, and if your legs are still moving, you can run large sections of this all the way to the finish. So we've bombed along the North Cliffs there, making good time. We were like 8:30-minute miling, I think. Must be that strong tailwind. But if you haven't run the Arc for a few years, you'll have a pleasant surprise. So coming along the North Cliffs as you work towards Bassett's car park, the National Trust have laid this gravel path. So it used to be boggy, muddy fields to run through. Now you got a nice bit of hard standing. So, you know, making the race a lot easier. That is obviously if you can still physically run at this point, because you're not far from the finish here. So you've got a good 90 plus miles in your legs. So if you paced it right, you've eaten well, drunk well, hopefully you can still run this nice flat, quicker section. And it's not going to be long, and then we're going to hit the bitches. Okay, we are heading down the first of what we call the bitches here in Cornwall. So this is a bit of a sting in the tail of the Arc of Attrition. Obviously we got fresh legs, so it's not a problem, but when your legs are tired, your quads are trash, these are pretty hard going. If you saw any of the series building towards the TDS, this is the area where I came out and repped a lot in the summer. So some real steep technical descents and some big steps up the other side, and I think there's about 5 or 6 of them to the finish, including a sort of lighthouse hill on the road. But yeah, this is a tough part of the race. Obviously no one's running by now, so you just need to grind it out, walk the hills, and if you can, have a little run down the other side. But that's pretty hard to do towards the end of the Arc. Right, let's get out of this first one and we'll just count them down. another top tip for races like the Arc, so not just in the Arc, but races where you're going to spend long periods in the dark on tricky trails and you're having to do a bit of self-nav, is to carry a very bright hand torch. So I use a FENIX one. It's obviously, there's others available, but this is 1700 lumens on max power, long burn time, super bright, and it's really good for sort of lighting the way up ahead of you. So you can see I'm lighting Lukey up, super bright. So if you do lose your bearings, you can light up ahead, pick out the next trail, light up a coast path sign, stuff like that. So super handy. A really bright hand torch. They're pretty compact, they don't weigh a lot, but well worth having in your race vest, just in case. We are leaving behind the bright lights of Portreath and making our way up the Lighthouse Hill. We've done a couple of the bitches, but this Lighthouse Hill is a bit of a bugger, if I'm honest. It's all tarmac, it's pretty steep, and it goes on and on and on. The good thing is you've got about 4 miles to go to the finish when you're coming up here, and you're not going to be running up this hill, so just take it easy, have a walk, put in some calories, just to help you get to that finish line. Once we're at the top, a couple more bitches to go, and then we got the proper sting in the tail, that big new climb all the way up to the finish. And it is a bit of a toughie, but no one's going to drop out there. You're not going to pull out on the last climb, are you? You're going to get it done and get to the finish. So let's get up Lighthouse Hill and let's get to Porthtowan. Here we are then, we're up, going up the last of the bitches.
Sally's Bottom.
Sally's Bottom, yeah. This is probably the steepest and the longest, just to kick you in the teeth. And then we're gonna have a short run across, and then we're dropping down into Porthtowan. Through the town, then one last push to the finish. So hopefully, Lukey, 27th of this month we'll be moving up these steps as well as we are now. Probably not, to be fair, but as long as we're moving forward, that's all that matters. Oh, big old steps, get the old legs burning. So for all you old school arcers, you'll remember this view. So we're coming down into Porthtowan. You used to get to the top of that last hill, look across the bay there and see the blue bar, hearing people cheering, clapping, and it was such an awesome feeling, it really was. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen anymore. Mud Crew thought it'd be great fun to take you down through the village and then take you up this whopping hill all the way up to the eco park. So I've never actually run it, I don't think. So we're going to head down through the town, and then we're going to get up that last hill. It's a bit of a beast, I've heard. Let's see how it goes. So we're off the tarmac, over the bridge, and up we go. The last climb to the top. Let's see how bad this really is. I don't think it's that bad. Obviously, everybody doing the 100, they're knackered by now, so it's going to feel terrible. But we've only done, what, 17 miles. So should be all right. Okay, it's not the Alps, but my calves are definitely burning, that's for sure. Joakim. 27th of Jan, giving it the big one. Woo! 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 Bit of visualisation there, it's always good for the mind as we dip over the finish line of the Arc of Attrition.
You have arrived at a destination.
We've done it, mate. We've done it. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a few more people around when we finish the actual race. But we've done it. Well done, mate. Well done. And here we are at the finish of the Arc of Attrition. Right, should we go and find Dee and go home?
Yeah.
Right, so we're all done. We're gonna have a little stretch. Dee's kindly come to pick us up, and then I'm gonna head home and get some food. So I'll see you guys back at the studio. Glad to say that we have made it back in one piece. Have to say a big thanks to Dee for coming out to the finish, waiting around and picking us up and bringing us home. I really didn't fancy running back from Porthtown, that's for sure. Always tricky when you're doing these out and back training runs where you've got to ferry cars around or get someone to pick you up. So big thanks for that, really appreciated. It was good to get a nighttime longer run in before the Arc of Attrition, because at the end of the day, we're probably going to spend as much time running in darkness as we are in daylight in the race, and that's one of the reasons why the Arc is so challenging. So we managed to do what, just over 18 miles with 2,283 feet of elevation. It was great to get out and run that last section of the route, having not run it before, and I dare say the speed we're going to be moving in the race, we're probably going to hit that section at night time. So it was great prep for the big day. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I didn't get a chance to test out the Neo rain jacket from SOAR. Like I said, out on the route, couldn't believe how mild it was out there tonight, and I could have probably just run in a short sleeve t-shirt, which is pretty crazy for this time of the year. I'm sure we'll get a couple of wet runs in before the day where I can test it out, although I'm not worried about it. It looks like a great bit of kit, really well put together, super lightweight, packs down nice and small as well. So it's not going to take up a lot of space in my race vest, and it's got some nice features. So the hood, press studs to the back of the jacket to stop it flapping around. It's got a good quality peak on there, and you've got a nice good size zip pocket on the lower back as well. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the kind folk from SOAR have actually given our viewers a discount code. So if you enter this code right here in at checkout, you'll get a 15% discount off any purchases. So gotta say a big shout out to SOAR for that, it's really appreciated. As far as training goes from here, I'm gonna do one more long run on a different section of the route. Obviously, I'm gonna grab the cameras and you guys are gonna be coming along with us. And then I'm gonna slowly cut back on the mileage, taking it easy, getting the body nice and recovered, lots of rolling, lots of stretching. I've also got a sports massage booked in the Monday before race weekend. Gonna eat well, drink well. By drinking well, I mean water and electrolytes, not alcohol, and then we should be nice and ready and raring to go come race day. Myself and Luke were actually discussing out on the course that there has been some changes en route this year, so my advice would be to go and check through all the information that Mud Crew have emailed out to the runners, have a good look, familiarise yourself with those changes, or even better if you can, get the GPX file on your watch. Even if you know the route, it will just give you peace of mind, and you know, it might help you making any mistakes on the day. Got to give a big shout out again to the sponsors of this short series, so SOAR and FENIX. It was great to test out that PD35 V3 hand torch again. Haven't used it for a while, and if I'm honest, I'd forgotten how bright that little hand torch is and how far it lights up the trail ahead of you. Definitely worth carrying a bright torch on race day. Also, I'm sure the SOAR apparel is going to keep me well protected from whatever Mother Nature decides to throw at us over the weekend. So not long to go now. I'm starting to get excited and I can feel that adrenaline building, and soon it's going to be one of my highlights of the year, the Arc of Attrition weekend. If you're running, if you're crewing, hope everything is going well and on track, and hopefully we'll get to meet some of you at registration or at the start line, or maybe even out on the trails. But for now guys, thanks for watching, thanks for your continued support of the channel, it is really appreciated. We'll see you back here very soon, and as always, stay safe and keep on running. We've got a nice peak on that hood as well, and on the back of the jacket we've got a nice good size zip pocket. Oh my god, I can't speak. Zip bucket? We got a zip bucket on the back. So down there we've got the bright lights of Porthleven. Porthleven. We've gone the wrong way, Luke.